Game-Geki.
Get on patrol! Survival units gonna roll!
Welcome to Game-Geki, the show that sits in the corner watching its treasure hoard grow. I'm DDK, joined as always by my hubris, as I'm back for another Resident Evil survival unit World vs. World Spectacular. This time round, our plucky World 8 outlaws are... wait, whale? What? Oh, we've been rebranded, as Welcome. Sounds friendly. So, this time round, World 8 has been paired with World 30, Zimtopia, headed up by the fearsome Invader Zim. Last time, I largely kept involvement to a minimum in order to try and gather more supplies, so this time I fully intend to commit to and try and unlock all the three stunning new heroes the game has on offer. I've also become aware that I can turn the high-end graphics mode on, so no more trucks everywhere. Amazing! Another point of business to note, it's now British summertime, with the server being in UTC time. I'm basically doing everything an hour later in the day. I've already managed to unlock Krauser using the special exchange event, so that's already off to a flying start. I'm hoping to get Louis from the Spin the Wheel, and treasure supply permitting, Ashley from the World vs. World. As a side note, that cutscene is incredibly annoying. It just randomly plays like every other time that you log into the game, and it's completely unskippable. And even after nearly 20 days of these heroes being out, they've still not fixed it. Get it sorted, devs. So day one's looking really good. I've applied tons of speed ups gathered during a previous event that featured Tyrone hacking away at Mortal Kombat Choose Your Destiny Tower, and it was at this time that I was approached again by the leader of the Nemesis Guild, asking if I'd join them and bring anyone along with me. So, considering somehow that I'm still around playing this game, I asked everyone in the Savages Alliance how they felt about it, if they wanted to change alliance. Big Two agreed, and so that was that. We're now members of the glorious Nemesis Alliance, led by the diligent Cody Shear. Long may it be so. Which means I get to show the World v World from the perspective of a large alliance. Joining them as an R3, with the two that came with me joining as R2s. Joining up was a bit of a shock. Almost seemed like I was about to get attacked right away, so I shielded up in confusion, but apparently it's just a confusing signal the game gives if two people target the same resource on the map. And to that, while I am now located near the centre of the map and can gather the high level resources, there's a load of congestion for the resources to contend with, and that's different. Anyway, with my new alliance by my side, I not only ranked high for the day, but the alliance easily clears all its rewards too. And World 8 takes the day with no trouble. Day 2. Using the large amount of hero files I've gathered over the last 2 months, I was pretty much unstoppable that day, and thanks to the fact that the event grants 5 free spins on the Try Your Luck event, it granted me Lewis without the need to purchase him. Further to this, thanks to the handy hints the Alliance have been dropping, I learned I could get more spins by spending gems, which isn't that obvious based on how it's presented in the UI. Another points race day 1 by World 8. Day 3. Affectionately named BOW Day by the Alliance, as their handle is also BOW, it was straightforward too. I had plenty of research speed-ups to use, and I'm now able to rally level 5 BOWs to my heart's content. I had a few hundred energy bottles to spare, so I was able to amass plenty of points that day by killing the monsters on the map. It was around about this time that I learned from the Alliance chat that World 30 was dealing with a significant spree of infighting, with the powerful Invader Zim being effectively the dictator of the server over there, bolstering our chances on Saturday. Also on this day I got to try some of the Alliance stuff that we couldn't do in the Savages Guild due to it being too small. First, the Tactical Alliance Championship. Gosh, what a load of rubbish. What even is this? I get some prizes and points, sure, but how dull. Buoyed on by the memory of losing big time on day 3 during the last World vs. World, a huge lead was gathered by World 8 by over 100 million points. Day 4 was primarily training troops. I was able to gather plenty of points from my training speed-ups. The Alliance keen to suggest we all request buffs from the leader of the most powerful Alliance on the server, Raccoon Task Group, or RTG. Their leader, El Maestro 247, is the guy handing out the buffs, which I did try. He seemed incredibly diligent, but it also involves queuing for the buff and syncing schedules. I tend to find organising this kind of waiting around, asking people stuff, a bit too fiddly, and in the end I decided not to seek out these buffs, at least for now, maybe in future. I ultimately fell out of the top 50 for this day, as I'm not super sure how people are training so many troops, using whale cash perhaps. This day had World 30 managing to win the day, a modest win, but shows that they aren't out of the race just yet. Day 5, the use anything you've got left day. Struggled the hardest on this day, but managed to scrape together a modest score, just about keeping in the top 100 for the day. While I was doing that, I got more acquainted with one of the R4s of the guild, Steely Phil. I joined one of the rallies for the security centre, and it turns out the Nemesis Alliance has some kind of agreement with the more powerful alliances such that this centre is safe to claim unchallenged. You can see Phil's got a gingerbread man skin for his troops. How delightful, see? He loves those little guys. Finally, I managed to land rank 31 overall, nestling in just next to our glorious leader, Cody Shear. I bubbled up just in case of attacks and went to sleep quite late, waking for the final battle. And hey, check it out. Thanks to my ranking, finally unlocked Ashley. I didn't have to pay anything. St. Vale Battle Day. Turns out World 30 managed to win the 5th day of point building, but thanks to the huge lead we got from BOW Day, World 8 cinches the point race, and so the battle takes place over on World 30. Before this, a quick reminder from our leader on the rules of engagement. No attacking other people's bases. This appears to be the usual agreement made between World v World battles. Also, that we'd be focusing fire on the West Tower, allowing other major alliances of World 8 to be free to target other towers, and St. Vale itself to be focused on by RTG. So it all comes down to this. I've teleported over to World 30 as we gather on the border of Zimtopia's St. Vale and face the existential threat of Invader Zim himself. I'll be joining the rallies that the Alliance set up in order to be of as much use as I can in this battle. Now I'm going to speed up time and let the battle commence to the sounds of the new one from DDK and Suno AI. It's the unit that survives.
Mercy, please, ranking slip out of reach. Let's climb them fast. This lucky run won't last. Horror forsaking this truck that we're taking. It's world versus world, and it's all in the making. Lock in the glory of the rise. Cash in the gap to all our lives. Buy in the whales controlling the tide. Buying up all the supplies. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's the unit that survives. No regrets, something made Capcom forget. Monsters and shadows can't hide. In this paper-thin zombie sim, it's madness, the big C supply. Lock in, we're fighting for our pride. Cash in, Capcom's being really snide. Drop in, believing that we tried, taking us all on the ride. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's the unit
So how are things looking about half an hour in? As it stands, the battle is a close race for St. Vale occupation, with World 8's RTG trailing behind World 30's TTV by several minutes. All the while, World 30's Fixer attempts to go into business for itself as it makes the leaderboard at 6 minutes' time spent occupying St. Vale. Meanwhile, the Nemesis Guild is struggling to get out of the blocks. Too many members offline at this time for them to mount a serious rally against the Western Tower, which has reflected any attempts to take it. Meanwhile, I've been jumping in the rallies formed by Steely Phil, who's taken a sort of de facto field commander role for the most part. And if you take a look at the middle of the screen, you've got World 30's chat absolutely spamming the megaphone feature, all to make sure they can't be ignored. It's about at this point the guild decide upon a strategy change, to target the weaker South Tower instead of the well-held West Tower. Basically a swapping with another World 8 alliance to make sure the right amount of resource is targeting the right place, and that nothing gets wasted. Shear gives the order to cancel the current rally, but ultimately, because this game is played on the phone, it probably means everyone's out and about doing things, so it can take minutes for messages to get through, and sometimes communications can break down. And you can't leave a rally once you've joined it, so I had to use my instant recall. Perhaps a little prematurely, but oh well, you live and you learn. They're still spamming the megaphone there. Battlefield 6, anyone? Umbrella Call, anyone? Whoa, that's an amazing game. Check out our stream of it and just about every other Resident Evil game ever made, right here on Game-Geki. You can see at this point, one of our members being directly attacked, a move that is currently outlawed by the agreement made by both our worlds, so you can be absolutely sure that the TUTV Guild of World 30 and the Nemesis Bow Guild of World 8 will be issuing a receipt in the form of a nasty beatdown later on. Nevertheless, we repel the attack at the cost of some of our own soldiers. Here comes that second wave. Let 'em rip, boys! Okay, back to the task at hand. Just over an hour into the battle now, St. Vale currently held by Invader Zim's TTV rank 1 with an occupation time of 25 minutes 12 seconds. Raccoon Task Group falling slightly behind at 21:50, and Fixer still doing its level best to win the game with an occupation time of 14:44. 3 of the towers are currently controlled by the opposing world, and the South Tower looks to have just been taken by RTG. Perhaps a mix-up with them trying to weaken it. However, Steel's rally is locked in and they stepped away from their phone. All we could do is watch the timer tick down to this friendly fire incident. Luckily, a Discord message to Steel comes in clutch and the rally is cancelled. I'm going to put on another tune now and let the battle play out some more. This is another new one from DDK and Tuna AI. Crapped out just last night. It's called Grindathon.
Capcom, oh, they made a game. Grindathon, it's much the same. It's a monster stars couldn't slay. Stop right there, don't come this way. Zombies creating quite a stir. 'Cause after all, da-dum, the gotcha's gonna get you. Can't explain why we'd board this zombie train. What's Capcom's big excuse? Why they'd let this monster loose? It isn't evil, I concur. 'Cause after all, da-dum, the gotcha's gonna get you. Hours long, it hurts my brain. Please hold back. all. Da-dum, the gatch is gonna yeah.
Another instant classic there. Back to the battle, and did you see? The game absolutely glitched out and the infamous trucks were back, baby! Perhaps recording the screen while playing this game during the World v World caused so much thermal throttling on the phone's CPU that the game had no choice but to drop frames and even cut the graphics mode down. The phone doesn't feel particularly hot in the hand, so not too sure on that one. One thing I can say though is that the enemy world's giving everything they've got to push Raccoon Task Group out of St. Vale. So much so it's literally making their game crash. Incredible scenes! Fixer have taken centre, but the World 30 infighting now is reaching a fever pitch, which stands to topple TTV's position on St. Vale. They've telegraphed it as much as possible using the megaphone, and their world chat is currently a cesspool of insult slinging. I'm told World 8 used to be like this, but have, at least for now, moved beyond it. The South Tower back in the hands of enemy forces, and deflects our rally once again. Despite the infighting, so far Invader Zim's TTV holds firm on the top spot at 36 minutes, 57 seconds, RTG a hair under 5 minutes behind, and Fixer still making a show of force at 22 minutes 15 seconds. RTG back in the centre, but still getting put under pressure. They're building score, but it looks like they're going to be ousted. And once again, St. Vale taken by Fixer, who continue to erode TTV's lead on the scoreboard. My ICU is really beginning to fill up now as soldiers begin dropping like flies. No luck on the South Tower for BOW yet either. Our forces just aren't consolidated enough, with too many players still offline, meaning we're unable to pull off double rallies needed to weaken the enemy tower before they can rotate their forces. Checking back in on St. Vale now, and looks like Raccoon Task Group have claimed it once again. Can see a megaphone message there from Invader Zim saying, "Thanks for giving World 8 the lead." And it does look like the gap is closing. TTV at 39 minutes 11 seconds, World 8's RTG at 37 minutes 17 seconds, and Fixer managing at 24 minutes and 36 seconds. And RTG have grabbed the lead, followed by a mad scramble for the centre between RTG, TTV and Fixer. TTV struggling to keep hold of the centre now as Fixer continue their harassment and RTG begin to gather mass. RTG back in now. El Maestro there sitting pretty in the Vale. Hey Maestro, can I get the Master Strategist buff? Oh, you're busy? Well, maybe later then. RTG's lead is growing and starting to look pretty unassailable now. Over 45 minutes holding the centre. One of World 30 supporting alliances there, giving TTV the assist in mounting a comeback on St. Vale. What's this? Nemesis! The South Tower has just been claimed by BOW. BOW 1, Fixer 0. Oh, sorry, wrong sport. It looks like RTG are running away with this one, and TTV are throwing in the towel. You can see the megaphone there saying Fixer and BSAE, aka MORPG, FUCK's World 30 once again. Checking in a little bit later, all the towers are claimed by World 8 and with no meaningful resistance from World 30. A few hours later, with the battle safely won for World 8, but 45 minutes still on the clock, it looks like BOW have been allowed to rally against St. Vale as a sort of victory lap. So I'm going to let that play out to the original Survival Unit song by DDK and Suno AI. That's right, it plays in the intro of the show. It's Survival Unit.
Welcome to Raccoon, it's the city on the edge, gonna fall off soon. Cashed out in this game, load the loot boxes, gotcha's gotta rain. Capcom leads the charge, come and catch 'em all, bringing out the stars. Stars. Get on patrol! Survival units gonna roll! SSR there! Oh, that one is super rare! Shotguns locked on it! Decapitate your wallet! Join us, Valentine. Let's all level up, time to hit the grind. Taking much too long. Build it up fast with whale song. Outfits look subpar. Warm up the credit card, bringing out the stars. Stars. Get on patrol. Survival units gonna roll. Base building care. Copy, cut, and paste it there. Timers tacked on it. Just wait because you want it. Barry Burton, step into the team, disaster skirting, idle battle time. Burton's kicking back, special skills are fine. While away the hours, patience is the skill, bringing out the stars. Stars. Get on patrol! Survival units gonna roll! Capcom's cashing in! Gambling is a sin! Transactions are on it! They fit inside your pocket!
So there you have it, victory for World 8. RTG kind of stepping aside there and letting us occupy the centre, just for funsies and points for anyone in the guild that ain't got the points yet. All in all, a splendid victory. I don't know if we would have been able to defeat Invader Zim without the help of his own world fighting against him, but there you go. Well, that's about enough from me, so until next time, GG.